because John has a good association with Lunenburg. Many of you may remember his work was often for sale at Houston North Gallery. I know Elmer Houston was very fond of John's work. And if you saw John's work in the beginning, he specialised in print. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. And intaglio print, so it must have been quite difficult to do. I don't think you can make too many mistakes. It has to be sort of etched into metal, and then you print the work off. And I was always struck by the strength of John's drawings. And I do think they're quite special. And at home we have quite a few of his drawings, as well as some of his prints. And I'd love to tell you just a little bit about, you know, one of the prints in particular that I think is just marvellous, because John based most of his work on stories from Hall's Harbour. And this particular one shows a bootlegger who happened to be a school teacher, and he's standing at the side watching what is going to happen to his house. And he's standing there with his dog. His name is Martin Porter. And these women are very angry with the bootlegger, because when the men came home on Friday, supposedly with their pay, they'd spent it all at the bootlegger. And so these women have got great big poles. They're turning and staring and glaring at him, and they're pitching his house down into the ravine. And it's called Women's Revenge. I think that's marvellous. Anyway, let me not get too distracted and hand you over to John and Elaine, and he will explain a little bit of, well, tell us, hopefully, I'm sure, about Ellen Sullivan Gould, who lived not far from John Neville. Anyway, over to John. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ellen has been wonderful to me through my career. And by the way, I've had a long association over the years. And Ellen Sullivan, I grew up in a little village on the Bay of Fundy called Hall's Harbour, and she and her husband and two boys lived in a house approximately 2 miles from my house. And they were at least 1 mile away from the nearest electricity, and had a small home with a barn. I remember the husband, Harold, would drive his buggy and horse. I don't think he ever owned a car. When the two boys were late teens, they moved to Ontario and took jobs in, one of them worked in a brick factory, another drove a truck. And so I remember at age around 12, one of the older gentlemen in the village had a tractor and a wagon, and he rounded up 3 or 4 of us young teenagers. I would have been 12, probably 14 maybe. And the husband, Harold, was ill. We went and moved the wood from the wood pile to the woodshed for them, using the tractor. And after Harold passed away, Ellen moved to an older home on the main road with electricity, and she ended up raising 2 grandsons by herself on a widow's pension, and it was probably very difficult financially for her. But in the 70s, after art school, I started collecting the rugs, and she was using them on the floor for mats, to keep your feet warm, to wipe your feet off at the front door, in front of the fire, and by this time, her son, one of her sons, had purchased a small bungalow for her directly opposite the Baptist church, across the street from the Baptist church. And that's where she spent the rest of her life. This is a self-portrait of her in a rocking chair in front of, with the church across the street. I'll just show you a couple of the earliest ones I have of hers. This one was rescued. This one was rescued.
It's our job.
It's Carol Merrill.
This one was rescued from the
Oh, my.
front door. It's been
Yeah.
severely walked on.
Yeah.
The back is as beautiful as the front, by the way.
It's based on her love of music and one of the ballads of the little log cabin in
Can I
the
see it?
woods, or the little cabin in the woods. I don't know the song that well, but she did have a record player and would play, the country and westerns, like the Hank Snow, yodeling, all that kind of stuff. And this, I think, is a story of the house in the woods, one of those older songs from the 20s or 30s, I guess. This is another early one that was rescued of the dog, cat. Sometimes the animals are a bit amorphous. You can't really tell. It's really whatever you want it to be. And
Could I just ask you to turn it around? Can you show us the back side, please?
Yeah, and I just noticed that part of that back had been taken out, so I'm going to have to fix it.
Yeah, the color is interesting.
Traditionally,
tell that this has been
rugs
used
would
on the
have been made from older clothing,
Yeah.
and she didn't use very much
Want to sit
wool.
back?
They're on burlap, recycled potato bags, and so on. As a child, her family, the Chase family, and her mother and sisters had made the hook mats. I think they often used stamped pattern mats, which they would fill in, and when the peddler came, who was supplying the stamped pattern mats, burlap, he would trade linoleum square foot for square foot. And it was a prestigious thing to have linoleum on your floor at that time. This is in the 20s, I guess. So that's how she learned to hook. But this is another salvage one from the floor.
I like that.
Yeah, I
And
do
you can
too.
see, like, she's run out of the material and used what she had that matched as best it could.
Look at his tail.
And
Great.
Is this the pig?
it's a pig, yeah.
You can feel, when you feel the pig, you can tell. You can tell that this was used on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, just feel how flat it is.
Yeah, it gets quite
So
flattened
one of the
down.
reasons they survived is there's no wool in them. Because the rodents, the moths, whatever.
Right.
they
When they're
destroy
not fading, wool will
whatever
fade where
she had on
the,
hand.
yeah.
People would come and bring her bags of rags,
Oh, wow.
used clothing, whatever, and she didn't have a cutter. She would find the warp, make a mark with the scissor, and tear it in. And that's how she got it. You can see it's a wide cut here, and that would be the finest she could get to work with. But,
What were her hooks like?
and her hooks were handmade. And, her husband had taken a spike and heated it up and put it into a broom handle type piece of wood and filed it down to a point so that she could hook with. It was quite a wide hook, like the width of the diameter of the shank of the spike would make it so she didn't have to pull so hard on the fiber. And let's see, we've got to put them in one area. Tree of Life. And here you can see the two people don't have any clothes on, I think. And being very modest,
No, they don't have any clothes on the back.
On the back either? Excellent. I thought maybe Adam and Eve with the serpents in the apple tree.
Yeah.
Two crows.
Joy.
Yep.
Yeah.
so she had a sense of humor, and
Yeah.
she was very happy with herself in a lot of ways. She wasn't depressed, or never saw her upset or depressed.
Yeah.
She was always
That's because she
in
was a
good
hooker.
mood. Yeah. Two crows joy. Wow. I don't know if it's a tree of life or not. This is a
Crows.
This is one of her grandsons. I think her favorite grandson. His nickname was Chubby. He wasn't chubby as a teenager. And this is her, again, with purple dress, her dog, cat, and
Yeah.
the
purple
show
dress.
swimming.
She's over there. She's like,
Yeah, that's true, she's aged.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one's had a bit of wear and tear.
This had been on the wall, because it's got a tape on the back.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it has had a bit of wear. So anybody here who knows how to repair a rug, let me know.
They need serious repair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those need serious
Yeah.
repair.
It's the burlap.
This needs serious repair.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the museum will know what to do.
Is that what where you're putting them? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm negotiating now with the Gallery Nova Scotia.
But they have to show them.
It'll be-
Yeah.
In the contract, I'm making sure they
Yes.
show them, not put them in some.
See, more naked
Yeah.
people with a snake.
This is
Yeah, okay.
Adam and Eve again.
Right here?
You can see this?
Interesting.
They're a lot of fun. They're tongue in cheek, really. And she did this.
There's such a communication here, and she's sitting in her chair. When I discovered these rugs at John's house in Halls Harbor, I opened up stupidly. We just started dating. I opened up this thing called a closet upstairs in the bedroom, and I said, "What's in there?" And it was all these garbage bags full of something. I said, "What are these old clothes? What are we supposed to do with these things?" He said, "No, they're rugs." I said, "They're rugs?" He said, "Yeah, they're hook mats." So, of course, me being the curious one, I said, "Can I see them?" so he takes out all the garbage bags full of all these gorgeous rugs.
Wow.
I had never hooked before. I didn't know what hooking was. I'm from Maine. And I
That's
found
no
Ellen
excuse.
Gould
Come on now.
So maybe I
A lot of hookers in
found
there.
them again.
Have you started to hook now?
Home hooking.
Oh, good.
I've hooked
Okay.
several of her pieces.
Oh, good.
And one of the things I want for sure is that when they go to a new home, that there will be a chance that everybody can hook some of her things. Doing it the right way. Getting recycled stuff. It's better than reusing something that we've already.
Oh, that's, I think that for me is the gem.
This is, again, her Two Crows
Yeah.
Joy, I think.
That's
and
right.
it's a bear and a cub, which I think in a way is a self-portrait with one of the grandchildren.
Really?
That kind of feeling. I mean, these are universal, very personal to her themes, but universal to everyone. It's, and
Her coloring is beautiful. This particularly is. Well done.
Well, the animal here, I just think that communicate with each other.
this one has a bit of a story. Her, her husband was a woodcutter by profession. I mean, they farmed, but they weren't fishermen. And she was telling about one day they were cutting down a tree and the squirrels went ballistic. They apparently had cut down a tree with the squirrel's nest in it. And the squirrel was so upset. And here they are chopping away. And she really felt for the squirrel. I don't know if she was there or if they just told her this. But if you've ever had that experience, it's a very sad situation. And I think of it when I see the clear cuts. And the fires. And the fires were
That's her thing,
happening.
isn't it?
Yeah.
She's
It's her signature.
quite often, the crows in there.
Huh. That's very cool.
But she had a love of animals, and a lot of the pets are animals. One of the things, she was a subscriber all of her life to the Chronicle Herald, the newspaper from Halifax, provincial paper. And some of the subjects are inspirations from photographs she would see in the paper. Like, for example, like this is an eagle that she did, you know. Probably saw an illustration of an eagle somewhere. Very likely in the paper, I don't know. But,
What'd she imagine?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just show this one. This one reminds me of the Colin Eisenhower, I think it was, the girl dancing with the goose. And here we got the boy and the dancing dog. You know, and she would never have seen anything like that. This is something she's made up. And with, I don't really understand how that works, but it's a universal type of theme, which I think is wonderful, that she had the vision to do this.
It's interesting, John, the one of the eagle is so detailed because she would have seen a picture. Where I think if she's thinking of it from, I just said to my friend, if I was drawing and had to do it from my head, it would be very simple. If I can see it and draw it, but because even the tail feathers.
One of her signatures, you're right. One of her signatures was her mother had told her, if you want the eyes to show up, do them green.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Oh, they are. Yeah, isn't that neat? Yeah, I find that fascinating.
And Craig Brudu's here. He does a lot of dogs too. He loves animals, and in some ways it reminds me a little bit of some of your things, Craig. Yeah. You know, it's a universal theme. Did woodcutters. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This isn't Adam and Eve, but it's I guess a boy and a squirrel. It's sort of a combination of everything. It's interesting how she did the little grass in the foreground.
Yeah.
As a visual person, I look at these,
I love the definition in the back as well as the front.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task, believe me. Anybody who looks knows that.
This one I find humorous, as the two men fishing.
Looks like she's in a
Might be
tutu.
John's paintings.
And you get a feel for her sense of what a boat looks like.
A big tub.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, if she did a picture of the blue nose, you know, it would be, that would be the shape. I'll show you.
I wonder why they're wearing a tutu though.
By the what?
Why this one's in a tutu?
Female and male, maybe, isn't one? Is that meant to be heard, you suppose?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that meant to be the chair? No. it
No,
looks
it's like
a
the that's supposed to be the
It's like a tutu. I'm curious about the bodies,
Yeah.
the naked bodies around the sailboat. There's several that have that. Oh, okay.
What do you think?
In the Bay of Fundy.
Sometimes the question is the answer.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
not sure. Yeah.
So it's not a
No, it
drowning
looks
or
like
a...
it does, because one's trying to help the other. It looks like one's trying to hold it back in.
It was back there.
Well, I think this might be the blue nose here. No, but seriously,
Yeah.
based
Yeah,
on
it's
an
just
image
great.
seen in the paper.
Yeah.
I've looked this one myself. I've loved looking this.
She had a brother who drowned.
Oh,
Not many people
okay.
know that. And,
That makes sense.
it could have something to do with that. It could be a playful thing where the sailors are stripping off and swimming to get cleaned up, or just for a Sunday swim, I don't know. And she'd kind of get a little bit of a smile and a twinkle in her eye and say, well, you'll have to figure that out yourself.
They all have green eyes.
But it is humorous, I think, in a way. And,
Yeah. I prefer to think of them swimming to clean off rather than drowning.
but swimming in the air, jumping, yeah, it's pretty fantastic stuff. And there's another boat one here where they're clothed.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
In a vagina. One's easier.
They're like-
They got a flesh-colored fabric.
Oh, they're washing their clothes. What is wrong with us?
And she signed
Yeah,
that one.
it's
The others aren't signed.
Quite fantastical.
Really interesting.
How old was she when she passed away? Do you know, John?
2002, I've got her obituary here.
How old was she?
Late 80s, early 90s, I have to double do the math. But she hooked right up till the last couple of years of her
Oh,
life.
did
She
she?
had arthritis quite
Oh.
severely in her hands. Not as bad as Maud Lewis, but
Oh.
here's this one.
I love this one.
This is one that,
Yeah, that,
Dear.
This is
I
amazing.
would definitely
it's
agree with
the-
that one.
I don't know what it's called.
And these are not light, by the way. There's a lot of fabric on this.
Yeah.
This was one she had done in the early 80s. And again, the green eyes are...
Is this the right way?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should see the other side, which is just as good.
Yeah. I like the red and yellow tree
Definitely has green eyes.
field.
So, yeah, where she lived, there were deer everywhere. And that was probably part of her sustenance.
The other side.
Living was to have the deer involved.
You tell me which is the right side. How many people are hookers in this room?
Pardon?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
I can do a demo after if anybody wants to see how to hook.
Did she go from a hooked edge to a stitched edge at a certain point, or was it mix and match? Because I know some of them have a fabric edge.
She finished them up herself later after they were done, I believe.
Yeah, and some of them still are hooked right to the hooked edge.
Well, she did the finishing herself. I can't answer that. You know, I'm not a hooker. I don't know. I'll show you one that's quite colorful too. And again,
This is all fabric, right? How should we do
These are the cardinals here.
I like that too.
Yeah.
So at this time, I believe they're going to end up at the Art Gallery Nova Scotia. And we're in the middle of acquisitions committee, and I've had them appraised and all that. And I've offered to give them half the appraised value. They'll take the collection as a whole. I didn't want to break it up.
You can see how she's finished them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about that process, so they can.
So this is fabric.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Is that one piece of fabric?
And she's sewn it on. Yeah,
Somebody's
she sees she's
prom
sewn it.
dress, I expect, or bridesmaid's dress. maybe.
Shannon Parker, she saw her here in June, she was talking on Willie Gigs. And she put it forward, I had them appraised in Lancaster, did the appraisal on them as a group, and it went to the acquisitions committee as a proposal to purchase them, and with a half value donation. And right now, they're trying to organize the funding to pull that off, and it'll be another probably 8 months or so before they know what they're going to do. It's not a lot of money either, as you probably realize, but to me, it's I see there are probably at least another 100 rugs out there. Okay? I only have 25.
Some of you have them.
Yeah, and with the nucleus of a collection there at the Art Gallery. And the Art Gallery already has several in their collection. The others will be attracted to that group, and people will donate them over the years. But the same thing they did with Joe Norris and with Maud Lewis, they can, I think there's a lot of potential here to have a similar as things happen with this for the Art Gallery. It's for the people in the province, really. And that was my hope, to have a home for them and get them out of my closet. Because they really don't.
He didn't know they were in the closet. I just didn't know they were in the closet.
Yeah, but come up and look at them and examine them yourself. I'm probably speaking too long here. Yeah. What's that? Any questions? Be glad. Yes.
Yeah, so I understand that there was a show of her work at the Art Gallery Nova Scotia in the 70s, and I have a catalog, and one of the works is The Three Cats. Have you ever seen that?
The Three Cats. Well, yeah, I was involved in that show. I don't have,
Or if you can describe it, like, was it like three cats, like Maud's three cats, similar that way, or?
This is one cat.
Talk about King.
Yeah, King was her dog. Where is he?
King.
He's here somewhere.
It's on the back wall, I think. maybe.
Oh, there.
Good memory.
Very good.
This is her dog.
One of her dogs.
Okay, Craig, get her. Do another dog.
I'm not sure about the Three Cats, honestly, where it is. Does it say in the catalog?
Yeah, it says it's in a private collection, it says who has it, and I just wondered if you'd seen it at the show. Like,
No.
Similar to a
I'm
boat.
not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably would have stuck out to you if it was like similar to Maud's. I just thought it was kind of curious because they were alive at the same time, like whether they influenced each other sometimes.
I would, unless it was reproduced in the Chronicle Herald or comparable publication magazine, I don't know. But no, she would not have
Mm-hmm.
been a
I
client
love
or
she's
wouldn't have known her
around
personally.
the eyes.
Yeah.
They live quite far apart. For her and her husband never had a vehicle. And Martin Lewis died, what, in 68 and all that?
So, John, what prompted you to start this collection?
Well, my wife at the time was a weaver, and she believed in folk art, and it was in the air at that time, in the late 70s. And we started collecting. And I'd get a phone call. I've just finished a map. Would you come up? And that would be basically saying I have one to sell. See. And I was working as a carpenter, trying to pay down my student loan, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was not, it was often a lot more than I could afford, but we did it. And I ended up becoming great friends with her. We'd go up on Christmas Eve. She liked a bottle of sherry. We'd exchange gifts.
John, do you see that there's an influence of her work on your work?
Well, I think that the symbolism of the crows is, I'm always thinking about that, what it meant, what she was thinking. The creative process is a lonely business, I'll tell you. And I reminisce about a lot of things when I'm working. I honestly, sure, it's been an influence. You know, I can't say it hasn't. No.
Where did you go to school?
Knowing her, knowing what a happy, wonderful person she was.
Yeah. Where did you go to school? Where did you take your fine art?
I graduated from Nova Scotia College of Art in '76.
You were just a
Joseph
boy.
Boyce gave me my diploma or degree.
Yeah.
And he said, you're just finished this much. And you've got the rest of your life to develop a thinking on.
Yeah.
That was his word.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
I think a long history of rug hookers is telling stories. I was excited when I heard your story being relayed of the women's revenge. That would be a rug in my mind.
Well, my great-grandmother was one of the women.
Oh, it's even
and
better.
I'm actually related to the bootlegger as well.
Well, you know, keep it in the
So
family.
it is a family story in some ways.
It's great.
But
It's
was
great.
in the 1880s or so.
It would have been fun to be able to talk to her about where she was coming from.
Well, when she had the new Michael, she was in the new Michael show, traveled to England. It was in Canada House. It's in Canada. She was one of the Canadian folk artists chosen to be involved in the show.
Wow.
She had several rugs in it. And she got a check in the mail for $500.
Oh.
And she called me up and said, I got this check here, I don't have a bank account, what do I do with it? And I said, well, I'll go in and cash it for you to get you the money. And she couldn't understand why someone would pay her money that didn't buy or take a piece of work with them. Why would she get money for participating in an exhibit? Does that maybe answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she
It's
would
charming.
be very pleased to talk to you and be here, but wouldn't understand what it is about these that makes them the magic that they are. You know? It's very, very personal to her, all of this.
That's very cool.
Anyway, come up and enjoy them and look at them.
Thank you very much.
What are the stumbling blocks in terms of getting the connection to the art gallery of Nova Scotia?
Well, at this point, the acquisitions committee is examining, along with a bunch of other items, how they're going to raise the funds. And that will be in their April budget. How, you know, if they've got it in there, what the negotiations are with the individuals' pieces. I don't know, other than I did ask, and I am at liberty to say what I just said about it. I don't really know anything more as to what specifically they're after.
And who did you say did the appraisal of these? I missed that.
Ian
Lancaster.
Yeah, he's a registered appraiser. And it's not happening with them going over there. He appraised them at 32,000 total.
Right.
33, right in that range. I forget. I don't have the number in front of me.
Okay.
For the whole collection,
Mhm.
which I have to accept that as what it is.
Hmm.
In some ways maybe generous, in some ways maybe not, but I think there's a lot of potential here for the gallery. Or
Did you have to pay for that appraisal or did the art gallery?
We're not telling you.
I can't, I'm not as...
It's private information.
Sometimes we barter.
Now,
He's a famous painter, remember that.
when they go to the art gallery, will the conservators do like some of the repairs and things that, will they have the ability to do some
We have to
conservation?
negotiate.
I'm not going to tamper with them
No.
at this point
I
myself.
I wouldn't.
It is what it is.
Yeah, some of them, like this one, is really,
You know,
Yeah,
it's
the
got
white
a
one.
lot
Yeah.
of issues.
They have the expertise to do that,
Yeah.
to get it done.
Well, they'll
They have
contract it out. There are some really good fiber
Yeah.
Yeah.
conservators, but not on
I'm
staff.
not capable of doing it, and I don't want something
Oh,
done
yeah.
to them that will deface them.
No, that's what I wondered with, when they go on display. Did you ever take them, or do you know if there are any at the Rug Hooking Museum in Hubbard's?
I've never been involved with them. I
Oh.
only,
Only the art gallery?
yeah, I've only
Yeah,
talked to
okay.
them.
I was just
I didn't want to
curious.
break up the collection.
No.
And I thought it should be in a public place,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Yes.
You mentioned that she had the rugs on her floor, but was she able to make enough rugs that she could depend on it for income?
Oh, no.
No, not really, no. If she had some pensions, and I think she had some child allowance, and I think her children, her two boys, helped her somewhat financially, but she never had extra money for luxuries. No, but this was extra money for her that,
Pin money,
Would help.
whatever they call that.
I mean, yeah,
It's amazing.
it wasn't a thing she could do for a living, no. No, it's always, just survival, really.
It's wonderful.
John, did she sell them from her house, like on real estate, or just privately?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Did she sell the rugs from her house to other people?
Yes, she did, and she gave them away. If people didn't have money, she gave them a rug. And people would come to her and try to, often I would take people up that we knew, and we would take them up and she'd deal with them directly.
Did Houston North get any?
Yes, yeah, they've sold a few, and she had a show there.
Are there family members still around? She had,
Well, one of her sons is still alive, as far as I know, in Ontario. And there are grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And I don't really know where they are. She has one of the grandchildren that she raised is in the Kentville area and has a family of children.
so they're aware of the collection you have as well, right?
Well, yes and no. I don't think any of them are here, but yeah, I know them all, or know most of them. I knew most of them through her. Yeah, and they knew that we were purchasing rugs. But this is the first time I've talked about them and get shown them as a collection that I have myself right now.
Do the gloves have some significance?
Those were a gift to me that she knit.
Oh,
And she in the winter she knit socks and mittens, or in the
Yeah.
fall for the family.
Yeah, lucky
He,
you.
brings them little, I guess.
Yeah, that's nice.
Local stuff. But then I just thought if any of you are knitters, you might like to see her style of making a glove. She really specialized in the thumb and the finger for
Yeah.
chainsaw.
Trigger gun.
Yeah,
Trigger
for
gloves.
the chainsaw.
Did you wear them? It looks like you've
I
worn them
wore
a
these,
lot.
yeah, I did, I wore them. And I got them, I wore a hole in one, both of them, yeah.
That's nice. They're special.
Yeah.
I make socks for my husband and I tell him, every stitch stitched with love, so you could think of that.
Okay, just come up and look at them yourselves. And